Hello, welcome and thank you for watching this discussion. We'll be looking at the National Planning Policy Framework. My name is Ellen Wiles and I'm a planning barrister at 39 Essex Street Chambers, and this is my colleague.
And I'm Richard Harwood, I'm again barrister at 39 Essex Street Chambers.
So the National Planning Policy Framework represents quite a major change to the planning policy landscape that came in earlier this year. It was published on the 27th of March, and what it does is reduces planning policy, which was previously contained in a number of planning policy statements, down to just one document of 59 pages long, which represents quite a compression of the previous planning policy. And there are various substantive changes to planning policy as well, which we'll be discussing in the course of this discussion. Now, there was a draft that was published first, and that draft was very controversial. In fact, the government received about 14,000 responses to the consultation. A number of those responses were from green groups, such as the National Trust, which many of you will have seen in the national press, complaining in particular that there was an excessive focus on growth in the new framework. And there was this new concept of sustainable development, this presumption in favour of sustainable development, which we'll come to, and which was previously said that the presumption wasn't properly defined, that we didn't know what sustainable development meant, and that it could really be interpreted simply as permitting growth. Now, the final version changed that in a number of ways, but I'd like to start by just taking a step back and looking at where this National Planning Policy Framework fitted into the government's overall localism agenda. What do you think the main reasons were behind it?
I think there are two things. One is structural, one is in the substance of the policy. Structurally, the thing to remember is that the Conservative Party has been in opposition for 13 years. The Liberal Democrats have spent their entire political lives in local authorities being bossed around by central government. And the localism agenda was designed to try and make decisions at a more local level. But within that, of course, national government has a very strong view about what should go on. And so the government wanted to set out its particular principles in a clear fashion. The other side of that structural element is that planning policy has got immensely complicated. 25 planning policy guidance notes or planning policy statements, a whole mass of similar guidance for minerals policy, all then supplemented by thousands of pages of companion guides, practice guidance, and so on. It's really the sort of the curse of the computer and the internet. It becomes so easy to produce policy that government was producing stacks of it.